Good day, everybody. Good day, everybody. My name is Oluwafemi, and I'm creating this video to actually demonstrate how to install WordPress on your local server. And I'll be using the popular one called XAMPP. I'll be using the WordPress software that I have downloaded from WordPress.org. Then I'll be using a Mozilla Firefox browser, and I hope you'll follow me. So the first thing to do when you want to install WordPress on your local server is to first start your server. You must have installed a server, and the server I'm going to use is XAMPP, and here is it. So I'll click on it. Don't mind, my system is very slow, but just have to bear with me. It's not going to take long. So you start your server, and when your server comes up, this is what you see. Then you click on start. When you click on start for Apache, you start the Apache, you start the MySQL. If you look at this place very well, where my mouse is pointing at, that pointer, my own port is reading 81. I actually configured that. So maybe next time we'll actually we can come back to this and discuss about it. Like how do you tweak your port so that when the server keeps complaining that the port is in use, you can actually reconfigure this port to listen to another particular number. So, and that's what I've done. So now this thing is running already, so I can minimize it and start the main business. So the main business is to open one browser. It doesn't have to be Firefox. You can use Google Chrome. You can use Internet Explorer. You can use Flock. You can use any browser that you want. You are free to use anyone. So my server is up, and what I'm gonna do is the first thing I'm gonna do is to open our database. And how do you open database? You type local hosts. Now for I told you the other time that I've reconfigured my own port to listen to port 81. But if your own is actually reading this particular place, if this place is reading 80, you don't have to type what I've typed here. This is what you are going to type. You are only going to type localhost /php my admin. So when you enter this, it's going to work for you. But for me, it's not going to work because I've actually changed the port that my server is going to listen to. So can you see? It's saying it's requested the URL, but it's not saying it. So for my own to see it now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add that 81 that I've asked my server to listen to. Once I type that and hit enter, automatically it will load PHP my admin. So the first thing to do is to create a database for that WordPress site that we want to create. I already have WordPress here. We can just use WP. That's what I'm going to use, WP. That's what I'm going to use as our database and the name of the website as well. So you click on databases, then it brings create database. Just type WP and click create. And once you've done that, you are good. So all you need to do now is the next thing is to open the folder. We want to go and locate our C drive. So how do you locate your C drive? You go to your PC or my computer, then you go to C drive, double click and open. Then you locate your XAMPP. This is my own XAMPP. Then after opening it, I'm going to locate the folder called htdocs. That is htdocs. So you open it. Now I already have my software downloaded here. I've downloaded my software here. So all I need to do is extract. I'm going to extract that software, so that we are going to have a folder called WordPress. So we can just rename it. Okay, yeah, that's done and we are good. So the next thing we are going to do is to rename this and call it what we want it to be. I want to call it WP. So I've renamed it. Let me open that folder because there is a folder inside folder. So I want to transfer what we have inside here into the parent folder. So everything is here. So now that means all we have just done here is to extract our WordPress software into this folder, and that's exactly what we have done. Now minimize this. Actually, you may not need this anymore, so you can minimize this and open your browser and type, I've told you about what I've configured. So you type localhost, yes, that's what you want to type. Then you now put WP. So now WP is typed. Now can you see this now? Now this is what it will bring for you, and this is the software working here. The software that we have placed inside this folder, inside this C drive, XAMPP htdocs. That's the one that is working here. So you now pick the language that you want. If you are from if you are Dutch, you can pick Dutch. But for me, I'm a Nigerian, I will speak English. So I will settle for that English from the United States of America. Then I'll click continue. Okay, so that continue. Now, if you look at this very well now, this is what this thing is saying. What this is saying is that you have to get all these details. You have to get them ready. So now let me quickly create a notepad. So these are the questions that we need to answer going forward from that particular place. So let me quickly answer those questions. The database that we created the other time, what was the name? The name of that database is called WP. So the first question is answered as the database name is WP. Then what is the username? It is asking for the username of this particular localhost, and the username is called root. It's always root. Most of the time, it's always root. Then the password is empty. We don't have password for it. Then the database host is always localhost. Localhost. So now others, just leave the others and you are good. Now let's continue from where we stop. Now we have answer to all these, at least 4 out of these questions. It's not that it's just any 4, but the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you must be able to answer those ones. So now let's go. You click on let's go. This thing looks so friendly. So the first question it will ask us. Now let's quickly go back to that thing that we have just answered. Now here is it. We have answer as WP and we have this one as root. So now WP, isn't it? Then we have root here, isn't it? Root. Now just like what we have inside this document. Then we have password as being empty. We make it empty. Then like I told you, I said our database host is always localhost, since we are even using localhost in the first place. So the localhost is already there, and the prefix, just leave it there. It says if you want to run multiple WordPress installation in a single database, change this. That's when you will need to change this. So now let's continue. Just let's continue. Now, it's saying you can now run the installation. Said, all right, Spanky, you have made it through this part of installation. So all you just need to do is just click on run the installation. And once you click on run the installation, then it will ask you, what do you want to name your site? That is site title. What is the title of that site? So let me call it tutorial for tutorial for WP Meetup. So now admin, you write admin. Let me just use admin here, but it will show me that the password is so weak. Then I'll say I want to confirm the weakness. So I'm going to use my email here. If you want to send money to me, that's the email I use for my PayPal. So you can send money to that account. So now let's continue. Just joking anyway. Now just click on install WordPress. Now when you click on install WordPress, just wait for it. It's going to do all the installation, all the thinking for you. You don't have to do anything. Isn't that the reason why we are using WordPress in the first place? To make life very, very easy. Because WordPress is something that makes you become a full stack developer without knowing how to code or knowing how to do all those crazy designs. So now our we have our success story. It said WordPress has installed and thank you, enjoy. So now, in order for us to know that we have actually installed the WordPress, what do we need to do? You click on login. We click on login, and when you click on login, you wait for it, let it bring it. So admin, and our password is also admin, is here, so you can pick whether to remember you or not. So you just click on login, and when you click on login, you wait for it. My system is slow anyway, so you may not need to wait for it. If you are using an Alienware, for example, if you are using a system with like 16 gig RAM, 12 gig RAM. But mine is just 8 gig. So let me manage my own like that. So now we have successfully installed WordPress, and this is the back end. In order for us to see the front end, we need to type localhost, then WP. This is our website. This is what we have as our first as our default interface. So wait for it, let it load. I told you my system is a little bit slow. So let's go back to the back end as that one's load. So now we have this already. So we have our WordPress installed, and this is also the back end of our WordPress. These are, from here on, we can now start doing all the manipulation. Let me quickly do one manipulation just for you to see how we change the themes. I'll go to the appearance, then go to themes, and you go to themes. We have several other ones here. They may not be okay, but let me quickly see if I can connect. I'm actually online, so let me see if this thing can read some of the themes online. So it's like it's reading some of the themes online. So it means with this, you can just click on one of these themes and try to install it. Assuming we are totally online, we'll be able to install this. But let me try my luck first. Yeah, we are trying to install this. Okay, said this thing has actually installed. Let's activate it. Activate, just for us to know how this thing works. So when you activate, whatever you activate here affects the other guy on the front end. This is the back end and this is the front end. So it's like this guy has actually affected what we have here. So with this, we have a new WordPress site ready. So that's how to install WordPress. You can do some customization, you can do just few customization and see how things go from there. So yeah, so let's see the themes. This, I think this is a point that people will always want to see. We don't have content yet. I'll have tried to activate the slider, but since we don't have content yet, so it's just for us to install, just for us to know how to install WordPress on our local host. And I think at this point, I've been able to do justice to the issue of how to install WordPress on our local host. So thank you for your time. I'll see you at the next WordPress Meetup Ibadan.